Hi, so welcome to the part two of role of HR in training and strategy, and let's get started. So the first one over here is the cost management. Now, when we talk about the cost management, right, it basically talks about the cost saving, basically how to manage. It is the ability to predict a project's future expense and cost, the central record of all predicted expenses, the ability to ensure that the costs are approved before purchases are made, and control a project's expense. Now, when we are talking about all these things, the first question that should come in our mind is that what would HR or training department contribute towards that? So the area for HR to apply optimization are HR service delivery, HR spend, and workforce cost. Now, when we talk about HR service delivery, basically it is the optimizing the HR service delivery model, governance structure, processes, and roles. HR spend talks about rationalizing the spend for shared services, HR information systems, technology, and outsource versus in-source services. Workforce cost optimizing via smart total rewards model, and workforce structure and layoff management. Now, the first two areas, HR service delivery and HR spend, are basically the cost saving efforts, while the third is aimed at HR's contribution to the cost optimization across the organization. Okay, we can even talk about these in detail if required later. Then comes our next topic, which is the human capital. So when we talk about the human capital, basically it is the measure that represents the availability of employee skills, talent, and know-how to perform the internal processes critical to the strategy's success. HCRI acts as an indicator to modify the strategies used to achieve the organization's objectives. So if you see over here, there's a chart that talks purely about the human capital readiness. Now, if you see over here, very clearly, it talks about the strategic processes like to minimize problems, then provide rapid responses, cross-selling the product line, shift to appropriate channel, understanding customer segments, developing our products, diversifying the workforce, and then it talks about what is required in order to achieve this, the strategic job families who will be responsible, and who are the ones who can bring this on the table. Then what are the competency profiles that are required? What are the qualities that the person needs to have in order to I would say qualities and qualifications in order to deliver these, and what are the number of people who are required? And then we look at how far have we achieved it. So if, let's say, there was 36 Sigma professionals that were required, do we actually have 36 Sigma professionals on the board or not? So that is how we can map that. After that, let's talk about the performance management. Now, the performance management process is intended to create an ongoing dialogue between the supervisor and the employee. The division of human resources and organization's effectiveness recognizes the PCER, plan, coach, evaluate, and reward model for facilitating the performance management processes. Through this process, best practices are utilized to create a performance plan, coach for successful completion of the plan, and complete the annual performance evaluations. So let's have a look at this model: plan, coach, evaluate, and reward. Now, when we talk about plan, so here performance management begins when the supervisor reviews the employee's position, restrictions, communicates competencies, creates goals, and discusses them with the employee. This helps establish mutual understanding of the performance and behavioral expectations. Then comes coach. Now, the supervisor provides coaching and feedback throughout the year to help their employees successfully reach their goals. The goals and any other documentation created during the plan phase becomes a working document to be referenced and revised if necessary. Throughout the performance review period, the supervisor and the employees about employees' performance. Then comes evaluate. In the evaluation phase, during the evaluation process, the supervisor may rely on multiple resources such as employee self-evaluation, performance note created, accolades, and customer feedback to assess the employee's performance. The supervisor meets with the employee to discuss the performance evaluation, explains the ranking, and provides feedback about the strengths and the areas of improvement. The supervisor then completes the evaluation in Workday and sends it to the employee to review and acknowledge before formally closing the review in a Workday. Then comes reward. The supervisor recognizes and rewards performance at year end during the year as merited. So that was the performance management model. Hope you found the part one of HR and trainers' role in business strategy to be helpful. Stay connected, subscribe to the channel, and next week we'll have